We all want a world-class transport system, but we don't want to pay world-class prices. So we have to make some trade-offs. I'm Walter Tissera, an Associate Professor of Economics at the Singapore University of Social Sciences. So recently, it was announced that Bus Route 167, that's a historic route connecting the north to the center of the city, that was actually cut until it wasn't. Due to public outcry, the plans to cut that service were actually reversed, and now the service is just going to run at a reduced frequency. They're really about cost efficiency. For individual commuters, what we want is something that takes us from the door of our home to where we want to go. And a lot of bus services do that very well. The problem is, bus services are also very expensive to run if they don't carry enough passengers. If we add more MRT lines, basically some of our bus services look like they're duplicating the MRT lines more and more. If they carry fewer and fewer passengers, they become less cost-effective to run. And eventually, some bus services have to be cut, shortened, adjusted. It affects the commuters who rely on those services a lot. If those commuters don't make some sacrifices on behalf of the system, then we're going to be running a lot of legacy bus services which are mostly carrying very few passengers most of the day. And that's going to make the entire system much more expensive for all of us. Of course, if the MRT line breaks down, then it's very good to have a bus service which also tracks the same route. The only problem is our public bus services cannot effectively provide rail redundancy to our main rail system. Our MRT trains carry many more passengers per hour than our public buses possibly can. Even if we're running a full public bus route paralleling an MRT line, we have to still bring in extra buses to do bridging or other things anyway. And so we have to very carefully balance how much we want to spend on redundancy versus how expensive the entire system is going to be. In the future of our public transport system, it's very likely that trains will be the backbone of the system. You simply can't carry that number of people on buses on public roads without there being a lot of congestion and other issues. But that being said, the public buses serve a role as the first and last mile providers. They feed the train stations, the transport hubs, linking up towns, commuters who are not well served by our train system. So we're going to need our public buses for a long time yet, but we also should expect that more and more of our journeys will be on the train or use the train for a significant part.